Hey everybody, how's it going? SSJ Blue Vegeta here, bringing you guys a Destiny Hero deck profile. I've been working on this deck since about, I don't know, around since Destiny Soldiers came out. I think when it did, I opened my first pack, saw the Destiny Heroes, went, hey, this looks like a cool archetype, I'll make it. But without further ado, this is going to be a very, very long video, probably almost 15 minutes. So let's get on into it. First off, 3 of Destiny Hero Celestial. Gotta get some card placement right. Alright, so 3 Destiny or Celestial. Basically what he does is whenever it attacks an opponent's monster, you can target one face-up spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And then his second effect, which is activate, is a grave effect, which can only activate the turn after it was sent to the grave. If you have no cards in hand, you can banish him and another Destiny Hero monster from the grave to draw 2 cards. I find him as a staple 3 of. Some people find him as a 2 of, stuff like that. But Destiny Heroes, you go through your hand fairly quickly. And if you only have like one or two, they're going to be spell cards, usually most of the time. Just set those, activate the effect, draw some. So yeah, and then after that, 3 of Destiny Hero Drill Dark. 3 Destiny Hero Drill Dark. Basically, Drill Dark, whenever he is normal or special summon one Destiny Hero monster from your hand with attack less than or equal to this card's attack on the field. You can only use that effect once per turn, and he basically does piercing. So this is really cool because it triggers upon normal or special summon. So if you use Solid Man, normal summon your Solid Man, special summon Drill Dark, use Drill Dark, special summon somebody else. Next, another Destiny Hero 3 Destiny Hero Dynatag. So Destiny Hero Dynatag, during damage calculation, when you would take battle damage, you could discard this card, and it reduces your damage to 0, and then both you and your opponent take 1,000 damage. That is not once per turn, so if you have multiple of these in your hand, you can just keep on doing it, and you get your opponent down. You stay up. You won't take as much damage. Then it has another effect. You can banish this card from the graveyard to target one Destiny monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn, I do believe. Then for 2 ofs, 2 Destiny Hero Decider. It's basically good old Destiny Hero Decider. It cannot be destroyed by battle with level 5 or higher monsters. And then it has 2 once per duel effects, which is, do believe it's during the end phase, you can add, I remember. During the end phase, you can add one of your hero monsters from your graveyard to your hand. And then its other effect is that when you would take battle damage, you can return this card to your hand instead. Basically reducing the damage to 0 and returning him to your hand. For the next 2 ofs, 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. Rip Malicious. Really did some great things for the deck. But it's at 2 now. Rip. The other one of 1 Disc Commander. I do have this secret rare, but I do know it's errata. Basically, it can only be special summoned from the graveyard. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, draw 2 cards, but it cannot be special summoned by either ways. I don't think it can be normal summon. No, you can normal summon him, and then you can only special summon from the grave a turn after. So you cannot special summon him the turn you send him to the grave, and then if he was special summoned from the graveyard, draw 2 cards. There we go. Now let's set these aside. That's your Destiny Hero stuff. On to some Elemental Hero cards you run. 3 of Solid Man, or Solid Soldier. So Solid Soldier, when he is normal summon, you can special summon a hero monster from your hand. Like I said, normal summon Solid Man, special summon your Decider, special summon someone else. And then his other effect is that if he left the field because of a spell card, you can add 1 hero monster from your grave to your hand. And then 3 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. When he is, or when she, whoever it is, when this card is special summoned, you can add 1 change quick spell from your deck to hand, basically mash change. And then if it is sent to the graveyard, you can add one hero card from your deck to your hand. Then 3 Vision Hero Vion, to kind of go into more just the hero stuff you run. 3 Vision Hero Vion, basically whenever it is normal or special summon, you can send one hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you can special summon him with Solid Man, do some plays. Usually you send Shadow Mist and get Shadow Mist's effect off. And his other effect is that you can banish one hero monster from your graveyard, add a poly from deck to hand. So it searches out your poly, which is really great. And yeah, to play normal summon Vion or special of Solid Man, send your Shadow Mist, then effect of Shadow Mist, add to hand, activate the other effect of Vion, banishing your Shadow Mist because it's no longer useful, has no useful effects in the graveyard besides that other one, and then add a poly. Then some others. 3 of Elements of Hero Honest Neos helps with attack gaining. I like Big B sticks. Most people run this at 1 because it's searchable with Isolde. I say still keep it at 3 because it's really useful and you can search out other things that you might rather have than Honest Neos with Isolde. Then let's not forget, last but definitely not least, Stratos. Alright, so Stratos. Definitely run this card. I'm off at 1. Basically, you can activate the effect, add a hero monster from deck to hand, or you can destroy spell traps on the field equal to the number of hero monsters on the field. Then just go on to our last dude. 1 Armageddon Knight. Also rip Armageddon Knight. So Armageddon Knight, you can send your Shadow Mist and your Maliciouses, whatever. Alright, that is it for the monster lineup. This is kind of like a mix. You can probably call it a hero deck more than Destiny Heroes, but I like to call it Destiny Heroes because it's more Destiny Hero cards than other heroes. So, onto the spells. 3 Polymerization. Going into your fusions. Pretty standard. You run a lot of fusion cards. 1 Super Poly. It's basically polymerization, but you have to discard. You can use your opponent's stuff, so if you're going with a hero mirror match, whoever gets off Super Poly basically wins, I guess you could say. So, but and it can't be negated. Your opponent cannot activate cards in response to this card's activation. So yeah, Super Poly, really great. After that, running 3 Mass Change. Get out your Mass Change, dudes. It's searchable with Shadow Mist. Pretty standard. Let's see here. Then on to our draw power. 3 of Destiny Draw. So Destiny Draw. Discard a Destiny Hero monster, draw 2 cards. You can discard maybe a duplicate of what you have in your hand, like a Drill Dark or a Celestial. I was almost said Shadow Mist there. Or you can ditch a Malicious if you have in hand. That's Malicious is basically a brick, but you run as many copies as you can. And Destiny Draw really helps with that if you have them in your opening hand. And then you can also discard your Dynatags to get the attack gaining effect. Next off, 3 Allure Darknesses, because everybody is dark except for Stratos and Honest Neos. Pretty sure. On other Pot of Equivocness at 1, you do a lot of banishing, so Pot of Equivocness really helps with that. So then for the final one, the beginning of the end. This is kind of debatable. You could probably take this out because the deck inherently already does a bunch of banishing, but I like to keep it in. So the beginning of the end, if you don't know what it does, it was used in Danger Dark Worlds, but so if you don't know what it does, if you have 7 or more dark monsters in the grave, banish 5, draw 3. So yeah. On spell trap removal, 3 Twin Twisters. Again, if you have Malicious, Dynatag, or anything in your hand, and you don't have like Destiny Draw or something, Twin Twister it out of the way. Next off, 3 Called by the Grave. Sorry if I'm not that talkative, it's really late at night, don't want to wake nobody up. But 3 Called by the Grave, negate your hand traps, yada yada. Now you might find this controversial as why I'm running 3 of this card, but it is Axe, of Despair. So, yes, I know, Axe of Despair might be going, yo, stop that. Just take out 2, throw in 2 other equip spells. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but I like Axe of Despair in this deck just in general. I do use it to send with Isolde, but I also like it as a card to have in my hand to make my Dark Claws bigger, my Isolde bigger attack, just whatever, because I like big B sticks. Other equipped spells: Living Fossil, Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade, Moon Mirror Shield. Running those helps out with Isolde, so you send an Axe of Despair, Divine Sword, Living Fossil, Moon Mirror Shield, get out a level 4, and let's say your Isolde survives a turn, you can send another Axe of Despair, get out your Disc Commander, if you have a Mass Change in hand, send away for Dark Law. Basically just get your Disc Commander in the grave faster. Now on to the one-ofs. One of a Hero Lives. So a Hero Lives, really standard. You go in a lot of you have a good bit of elements of heroes. You have Shadow Mist, you have Stratos, so you can get those out with it. One Rhoda, obviously it's Rhoda, and everybody, well not everybody, almost everyone. Foolish Burial, send your dudes to grave. Then a Monster Born and a Soul Charge to finish it off. That's it for the main deck. I know it's a 60 card deck. You might think that's a little inconsistent, but I like it at 60 cards. Helps with not having Malicious in hand. Although you're like, it's at 2, so you're not going to have it in your hand as much as when it was at 3, but still. And then also, when it's 60 cards, originally it was 50, but a dude told me, just bump it up to 60, like, seriously, just do it. And plus, I still do my main plays pretty consistently. The deck does perform fairly well. If you do want to see the deck, check out the live duel in the description below. If it's there, it'll probably be there a week or maybe after it's uploaded. I don't know. On to the extra deck. 2, Destiny Hero Dystopia. So Destiny Hero Dystopia, whenever it is fusion summoned, you can target a level 4 or lower Destiny Hero monster in your grave and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that card's attack. So basically you just inflict 1600 to your opponent. And then, if this card's attack is different from its original attack, which is why I like Axe of Despair, and yada yada, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, this card's attack becomes equal to the attack of the original monster. And then we got Destiny Hero Dangerous. Build Destiny Hero Dangerous, he can become a really big B-stick, and then it has a quick effect. You can discard one card and send a Destiny Hero monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, Destiny Hero monsters you control gain 200 attack for each Destiny Hero in your grave until the end of the turn. You can only use that effect once per turn. So, yeah. That's it for the Destiny Hero fusions. Not really running that many. Next off, we have Vision Hero Trinity. Vision Hero Trinity, great card. Absolutely great card. So you use 3 hero monsters to get him out. When it's fusion summoned, its attack becomes double. So it becomes a 5k beat stick. And it can attack 3 times in a row, but not directly, I do believe. Yep, 2nd and 3rd attack in a row, cannot attack directly. On your mass change targets, first off, 2 Dark Claw. Because I mean, Dark Claw, like, Dark Claw can shut down almost any deck. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. And then when your opponent adds a card from deck to hand, except by drawing them, except during the normal draw phase, you can banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand. Sadly, that is once per turn, but if you could do that anytime they draw with trade-in or something, that would be almost busted. Next is 1 Mass Hero Anki. Basically, he can attack your opponent's life points directly, but its attack becomes halved, and whenever he destroys a most monster by battle, you can add one of your mass changes from your deck to your hand. And because mass change is a quickie, you can attack over one of their monsters with Anki, mass change it, because it's a quickie, send the mass change, get out of Dark Claw, do another attack. And you have a Dark Claw field. That is it for the Mass Hero fusions. I do run 2 Elemental Hero fusions. First one is Elemental Hero The Shining. Basically, he gains 300 attack for each of your banished Elemental Hero cards. And then, basically, whenever he would be destroyed, you can shuffle back, I do believe, 2 banished Elemental Hero cards back into the deck. So, recycling back your resources. He can go a big B-stick. Yada yada. And then 1 Elemental Hero Great Tornado. So, basically, Elemental Hero Great Tornado, what he does, if you don't know, target 1 monster your opponent controls, it loses half of its attack, and then he gains that other half. So, big B-stick. On the last fusion, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I really like Starving Venom. He's a great card, especially in this deck. Whenever he is fusion summoned, you can make him gain attack equal to 1 level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. So with all like the links and stuff, he may not happen all the time, but he'll happen sometimes. And then when he would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls, which is basically almost every monster in today's metagame. So, that's nice. On to the links, let's go for the extra heroes. Running Extra Hero Wonder Driver, Extra Hero Dread Decimator. I'm running him because attack gaining, and, he does piercing. Drill Bark does that, but he also does it like, this guy is almost practically useless. He's like, he trash. You could replace this with a Decode Docker. I'm just running him in here because he's a hero. He's going to get taken out, obviously. On to some more links. Wee Witch's Apprentice. Since basically everybody is dark, Wee Witches really helps. Big beat sticks. Big beat sticks all around. I like big beat sticks. Then, just 1 Easel. You could probably bump this up to 2, but I prefer keeping it at 1. Because really all you need is 1 to go into it, special level 4, do a bunch of other shenanigans. And for the last Link monster, 1 Saryuja Skull Dread. I really wanted to put a Link 4 in the deck. I'm like, hey, Saryuja, because when I was doing some more testing, I'm like, hey, I'm getting out a lot of monsters fairly quickly. Let's throw in a Link 4. I threw in Saryuja. So yeah, good old Saryuja. He really helps out the deck, making people gain attack, so, Then being able to special summon a monster from your hand to a zone he points to really helps for going into some more of your fusions, because, Starving Venom requires dark monsters on the field, Super Poly requires monsters on the field, and Mass Change requires monsters on the field, so usually really helps out with that. But yeah, that is it for the Destiny Hero deck profile. 18 minutes, that's a lot. But it was a 60 card deck, so I knew it was going to take a lot of time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the live duel in the description. It may not be there for a while. I don't know when I'm uploading this. I don't know when the live duel is going to happen. But when it happens, check it out in the description. And if you're watching this before the live duel is in the description, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when that live duel comes out. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.